know. I'm sure you all know what this is. Of course, it's a dog and a little puppy. Where have you seen it? I'm sure some of you may have a pet, and some of you may have seen it out on the street. And it's so cute, isn't it? Now let's see whether you know this. Some of you may say, and some of you may quite like it. Of course, it's a dear itsy bitsy spider who climbed up the water spout and spins its web all the time. How do you know that? You're saying, Auntie, of course we know that. We see it everywhere. We see it all over the house. That's why we know that. And this, you don't see the tiger near your house. Well, you may have seen it in the zoo or even in the forest when you go on the safari. The majestic tiger. So, of course, you know it's a tiger. I don't know why Meera Auntie is asking such silly questions today. You'll be wondering, what about this? I doubt too many of you have seen it. Some of you may have in some zoo or some national park, but I doubt if too many of you have seen it live in action, right? I haven't. The polar bear. But we know, we see photographs, we see videos. Of course, we know. Of course, you're all very smart children and you know everything about everything. So, the next question. Of course. Meera Auntie, we know it's a dinosaur. I can hear all of you say. Yeah, I know it's a dinosaur too. But how do you know it's a dinosaur? I mean, how do you know? Have you seen it on the street? Have you seen it in a zoo at least? At least you must have seen real live videos of the dinosaur. Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was a made-up dinosaur. Then how do you even know? How do you know it has a long neck? How do you know it has a shiny skin when the dinosaurs lived millions and millions and millions and millions of years ago? No one, and I can say this with certainty, none of the people alive on this earth today would have seen a dinosaur. Then how do we find out about the dinosaur? For this, let's hear a story about Spiffy and his friend Dino. Now, Spiffy, as you can see, was a spider who lived on a tree. And this was millions and millions of years ago, of course, because dinosaurs are not here today. And his friend Dino. Now, Spiffy and Dino were very good friends. You know, the kind of friends you are, no, very good friends. You're always together. You eat together. Then you play together. And you also fight together. I know that. It's fun to fight with friends. And so it was for Spiffy and Dino. They always liked to be together all the time. And Dino came every morning to Spiffy's tree. And you know what their favorite game was? Hide and seek. So that day, it was Dino's turn to count. It was almost always Dino's turn to count and he didn't like it. So he was getting a little angry and he was getting ready for a fight with his best friend, of course, Spiffy. So Dino said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kept looking out. You're cheating, said Spiffy. Okay, I'll close my eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cheating. I'm not, Spiffy. Go hide quickly. 7, Where was Spiffy? Can you see him somewhere in your house? I'm sure. You know, spiders can just come out like that and get in. Nowhere to be seen. Don't worry. This was millions of years ago. And so Dino looked on top of the tree. He looked underneath the tree. The tree was his favorite spot. He looked here, there, everywhere. But he couldn't find Spiffy. Now Dino started to get really irritated and angry. You know how it is when you get irritated and angry? He got, where are you, Spiffy? Come out. Spiffy called out, I'm here. Now imagine Spiffy is such a small spider. Dino, such a big dinosaur. His eyes were at this level. He couldn't find out where Spiffy was. He looked and looked, and finally he heard Spiffy's voice coming from the tree. I'm here, find me. Now you know what Dino did? He went and started shaking the tree. Come out, Spiffy, come out. But something strange happened that day. Something liquidy started coming down from the top of a tree. Dino didn't know what it was. What is it? It must be something. So he went on shaking the tree again and again and again and again. But there was no Spiffy. Finally, he gave up and went back. Next day, he came back and he saw that Spiffy was inside a little stone. But it was transparent. He could see. There you are, Spiffy. I'm sorry I shook the tree so hard. But Spiffy didn't talk because Spiffy was caught in amber, which had come down from the tree. Now Dino was very sad. What have I done? He thought, what have I done? What have I done to my friend? And every day he used to come near the tree and call out to Spiffy, who was stuck inside the amber. Spiffy, Spiffy, come, let's play hide and seek. I won't trouble you. I won't call you. And this went on for a long time until one day when Dino was near the tree, there was a big rumble. The earth started shaking. The tree started shaking and Dino didn't know what happened. In no time, the earth had caved in and fallen down. And so the two friends were there together near the tree again. That's a little sad story, right? But why is Meera auntie telling all sad stories today? Let me tell you. This is how did we find out the story of Spiffy and Dino is through this. What you see there is Spiffy caught inside amber. So a lot of trees, there's some resin or some liquid that flows down from the trees. And small insects and even leaves and flowers and petals get caught inside them. It's like glue, right? You know, in fact, you can try to make some of it with an adult's help. All you need to do it, make a really good sugar solution and then put little pebbles and all inside it and let it cool. It will look just like this, amber. Now this amber will not decay at all. It will stay like this for years and years and years and years. And the other thing is bones. What you can see there are Spiffy's bones. Sorry, Dino's bones. Now bones too don't decay and they stay for years and years. Now so many years later, in fact just a few years ago, I think 100 years ago, when scientists were digging up in the forest, they found the amber resin of Spiffy and the bones of Dino right next to each other as they always were friends. They were so excited. They said, oh wow, now we know what happened to Spiffy and Dino. So they took the Dino bones, they measured it and then they said, look at its big mouth. Look at its teeth. I think it was a herbivore. You know herbivore who eats like plants and all that. And some other fossil when they found, they will say, look at its neck bone. It's so huge. I'm sure it had a huge neck. You know, the people who study fossils are called as paleontologists and they are like detectives. Because they can't, it's not like, you know, they can see, oh, okay, let me go and study an elephant and then look at an elephant, take photographs, take samples, blood samples and everything and look and study its behavior. They have to find out things about animals and insects and plants which were there years and years and years ago just by looking at their remains or the fossils. I hope that this story would have made you a little more interested to learn more about fossils. Do that and sometime get back, put it in the comments as to what new thing you learned about fossils today. That okay? Now I just want to show you a few fossils. Just bear with me. Well, this is a bird's nest. This is, of course, amber. This is the tooth of a dinosaur. The bone, the entire bone of a dinosaur. I hope you like the story. Bye-bye.